While we, hi everyone, while we wait, just want to welcome you to this conversation today where we'll be talking about the innovation journey. Um, Special welcome to our good friends, our 10 young innovators that have been going on a life-changing journey for the past few weeks. Um, we're going to hear a lot more from them as this session goes by, but I've been working personally with these guys, and honestly, I think that they're some of the smartest and brightest people from West and East Africa, and I'm pretty excited to see and hear about all the amazing things that they've not only been working on, but things that they are going to achieve in the next few weeks. To all of our friends of the house that joined in on this call, thank you so much. We know it was a lot of short notice, but just looking at the signups, we really encourage that you've made our time to just joining and have an exciting conversation with us. Awesome, awesome. So while everyone's coming in and while we're waiting for our special guest, I'm just going to give a bit of context. Yeah. For those of you who do not know, my name is Oluchi and I am the managing partner of Verindo Excel. At Verindo, we're all about just being obsessed with the idea of trying to build the kind of character in innovators that enables them unlock more value with less resources. That's what we live for. And based on this, we work with individuals and teams that are trying to go on the innovation journey and deliver customized solutions in a localized way. That journey has brought us to meet many amazing people. One of the groups of people that we're working with now are the management trainees at Venture Garden Group. I don't like to call them trainees because I think that they are disruptive in their own rights. Just a group of young people from West and East Africa, from Nigeria and Kenya to be precise, that have been selected out of thousands to, over the next 15 months, not only master the science of innovation delivery at scale, but to use it over and over again in multiple departments, multiple companies that are solving massive existential challenges across the continent. We're pretty excited to be with them. And today's session is just a session smack in the middle of one of their boot camps. And we said, hey, let's have a conversation um, with them. Let's have a conversation with friends of the house. And more importantly, let's learn from the big boss on how this thing is really done in practice. And now that I've introduced them, I'm just going to pick on people randomly to just say hi. Um, Ifeoluwa, simply because you appear right there on my screen. Ifeoluwa, do you want to unmute your mic, say hello, and here's what I want you to say. Just tell us your name, tell us your background, and tell us what excites you the most about this innovation journey based on what you've learned so far.
Okay, hi everyone. Hi, Ifi. Hi, Bunmi. My name is Feolua Olawale Murphy. I graduated as a student of economics from Landmark University, and have a background in consulting, management consulting. The journey so far has been really interesting. I've learned a lot. I have learned a whole lot, and there are some things that I assumed, coming into this program, you come in with your own mindset, right? But then there has been a lot of unlearning, relearning. My mindset has shifted in so many ways. Everyone has been amazing. Oluchi has drilled us really hard. So yeah, I just want to say thank you for the opportunity.
Awesome, Ifeoluwa. That's you being very diplomatic. You're gonna give our audience a wrong impression that we're just having fun. Hmm? I've never seen where someone says drilled us very hard with a smile on her face. Love it. Okay. Juliana, give us your name. What did you study?
I I
What
just
were you
knew you
doing?
would call me.
You appear right there. Go ahead.
Okay, so my name is Juliana Mosei. I graduated from the University of Lagos from the Mathematics Education Department. Okay, so my journey on both the boot camps and the discipline entrepreneurship classes had been deeply insightful. Let me use that word because I've come from a background where I started to do something, but then I had to put it to a stop. But going through this journey of the bootcamp and the discipline entrepreneurship just put that mind in me that before you start something, you have to first be intentional about it. Then going through the process will give you the best results. And if you solve the deepest pain, you'll get the biggest reward. So those three things are really the major thing I've really learned from both the boot camps, the discipline entrepreneurship, and also from Bunmi's video. I also got that part of solving the deepest pain will earn you the biggest reward. So I've been very excited. I'm still excited. Even after what happened today, our feedback, I'm still very, very, very excited. And I'm still hopeful that I'm still going. I just started, right? So I'm just 50%. So, but I'm very hopeful that by the time we're done with this training, you're gonna see us, Alichi. You're gonna be proud. All right, thank you.
All right. Thank you, Juliana. Spencer, you want to say hi? What did you study? What were you doing before now? And what's your biggest takeaway on your innovation journey?
Yeah. So thank you so much. My name is Ben Soyer, from the University of Nairobi. Did finance background. Before I was doing financial reporting. That's, for those who understand those IPSAS and the reporting standards and everything. So for my journey is that actually, at first I was like, I was trying to imagine all what about it, like what is innovation all about, because I've never done anything concerning innovation, and at this point I'm like, wow, so you mean this is all about innovation? And I'm like, I think I need to get hands on something, like join a team and try to like make them be able to solve that pinpoint they're having. So I've been able to learn a lot, and actually I think so far I'm really enjoying the sessions, the designs, the approach of trying to check at the problems, and the end point is trying to solve someone's pinpoints, not your pinpoint, but trying to solve their pinpoint. Yeah, so that's for me. Yeah, thank you so much. And I think I'm among the new innovators in town. Yeah, thank you.
Awesome. Thanks a lot for that, Spencer. Excited for your journey. Do we have Titus in the house? Titus, can you say hi?
Hi. Yes, I'm Titus. I would say that, okay, before the journey, okay, previously I was a banker. Okay, before that, okay, I'll start by saying my education background. I graduated back then, 2019, as a business management graduate with okay, sorry a bit. Can you give me just a minute? I'm outside. Please, just a minute.
That's okay,
Yeah,
Titus.
just a minute.
Hopefully you can settle that soon. Moving on. Lukman, you want to say hello? Tell us your background before you got here, and how has your innovation journey been?
Um, Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Stanley Lukman Onwashe. I attended University of Ilorin. I have a background. My background is biochemistry. Before I got to PGG, I was an entrepreneur. I did series of physical businesses, from poultry to banking agencies before I got to VGG. Then before we started this training, this training has opened my eyes to a lot of things. What stood out to me is about data, how to use data to inform your decisions. So whenever you want to make a decision, don't just make a decision. You have to go out there and fetch data. So the learning system in Virindu has helped us a lot. It has been a kind of learning, like unlearning and relearning. The things I thought that I knew, I had to unlearn them and learn in the Virindu way, which is actually it has been very awesome. And I would say I've really evolved. I've evolved from the kind of business person I was. So now, because I know whenever you want to solve a problem for your customer, you need to go out there and understand, empathize with them, understand their pain points. That will give you the go ahead to start building. It has been an awesome journey, and I can't wait to be part of the biggest innovators like Bunmi out there by the end of this innovation program. Thank you, guys. Thank you, Oluchi. Thank you, VGG, for the opportunity.
Awesome. Awesome. Thank you so much. Sure, sure. Thank you so much. And just a bit of context for those of you who do not know, as I mentioned earlier, we're going on a journey here at Venture Garden Group with 10 soon to be world-class innovators. The average age ranges from 23 years to about 27, 28. And we have people from all kinds of backgrounds. We have ex-management consultants in the house, from the food and beverage industry. We have people with strong data analyst background, but also people with really just proposal writing and English communication, microfinance type of background. And that just speaks to the strength and in diversity that the audience has. But also the fact that the innovation journey, anybody can go on it. Yeah. So just to check if we have Bunmi on the call. Yep. Okay. All right. So while we're still waiting for Bunmi to join, Titus, are you settled now?
Bunmi is on the call. Oluchi, how are you?
Ah, there we go. Hey, boss. A very good afternoon, good morning to you.
Thank you.
It's good to see you. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you so much for making our time, Bunmi, for this fireside chat. We know how super busy your schedule is, and for making our time to come have a conversation with us. We really appreciate. So, Bunmi, before we dive into it and have a detailed conversation, our groups of innovators would like to spend maybe about a couple of minutes to just quickly walk you and our audience through the journey so far. They've been at this since May, and they have gone through what I would say two major milestones. All right, they started off with trying to figure out a problem out there in the world that is worth solving. They self-organized. They went out and talked to, on average, a little under 500 different people facing these problems. They iterated a number of times, and as of today, they're taking off their problem hat and wearing their solution hat, and are working on prototypes that will soon be pushed into the market. And so we thought it would be fun, 3 minutes each group, just two groups, to just sort of present your take on this journey I just explained. So we're going to take Team Imani, and then following afterwards, immediately, Imani, please share your screen. Following afterwards, we would have Team Medify Me. 3 minutes, just walk through your slides, and then we will turn to you for early thirds. Does that work?
Perfect.
All right, boss. Okay, Team Imani, let's go.
Hi everyone, good
Hey, Lukman.
afternoon. Okay, so I'm representing Team Imani and I'll be presenting our work done so far. Okay, so based on our analysis, we yielded a 70% validation rate of our assumptions through several interviews, and we have identified an opportunity to enhance the revenue of social commerce businesses by providing assistance in implementing purchase and refund system, which can help their business increase sales. So basically, our initial problem statement captured the issue of trust for social commerce businesses. Then we reworked and refined our problem statement, and we eventually arrived at the reason for the lack of trust issues is because there's no secure purchase and refund system available for those businesses, which causes their customers not to trust them. Next slide, please. All right. So we have solution statement. How might we design a transparent and unbiased solution which bridges the gap between vendors and customers, which will bridge the gap between the both parties? As I mentioned before, our problem statement captures the essence of inadequate trust between the vendors and their customers as a result of an escrow payment or a secure purchase and refund system, which bridges the gap of trust. So our customer persona was Zaina. She's a social commerce online business owner who owns a fashion clothing store. And as a result of lack of inability to build trust with her customers, she loses 50,000 naira on a monthly basis in her potential revenue in her business. So as a result of that, we came up with 3 different prototype solutions that we would love to share with you today. First, we have Zen. Zen, the word connotes peace. So it's going to be like what we're trying to say that bank with us and you have peaceful, seamless transactions. So if you look closely at our solutions, we offering a 1 to 3% commission based product that is when the vendors sign up on the platform from the first um, stage, they have a way to verify the payments of their customers, and then when payment is made, there's the 1 to 3% commission deducted, which is how we are able to make money. So on this platform, vendors are it's not like it's not an online marketplace. It's not a shopping platform. Nobody is posting products on the platform. It just offers a payment solution, a payment and refund solution. So in case you're not too sure about the person you're going to shop with, you can easily, or in case your customers are doubtful of sending money to you before they get the products, you can just sign up on our platform and then we hold the payment in escrow until the transaction is completed. We also have G holder. So G is a street slang for money. So it's practically like money holder, right? So so we drive sales with a negotiation channel. So on this platform, it's like something like InDrive. We are able to negotiate prices. The customers are able to negotiate prices with vendors, and then as well when they make payments, the funds are held in escrow until they are able to validate that the goods delivered are up to par. And then we have kangaroo. As we all know, the animal kangaroo has a pouch on its stomach. So we're trying to say your payment is secure and safe with us. So we will make payment. You make payment to us, and then we are able to hold the funds in escrow. Now, the unique thing about this particular platform is it can either be embedded into online marketplaces like Jumia, GGKM, Konga. So those businesses can integrate this platform onto their own website through which the customers can make payments, or it can stand alone as its own, and then small business owners can come on the platform to post their products for sale. Please note that it's not an online marketplace. We are just offering that option for small businesses who do not personally have their own websites. Just to reiterate, our Zen platform is an online payment and refund system. On the Zen platform, the vendors give customers the information that they need to be able to make payment on the platform and receive their product. In case of any discrepancy with the product, they're able to they're able to lodge a complaint, and then to protect the interest of the vendors, because those are our actual customers, there's a way to verify that these complaints are valid. So we have a complaint validity process. So it's not like some people just don't want, maybe they ordered blue and they don't want blue anymore, they want pink. You can't just refund it based on that. So we have a way to protect our vendors' interests as well. The G holder, there's a negotiation channel where you can negotiate prices. You don't just have to buy the flat out rate.
15
And
seconds
on
left,
Kangaroo, it can be integrated online marketplaces. Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you so much, Ifeoluwa with Team Imani. Love the names, Zen, G Holder, and Kangaroo. Pretty catchy. Well done, well done. Just to move the conversation forward quickly, we're gonna take the second group, and then afterwards we'll cue Bunmi in for just early thoughts and a much deeper conversation. All right, so Team Medify Me, let's hear you. What's the problem you're trying to solve out there in the world? What's the journey you've been on? And more importantly, what are you guys thinking about in terms of potential solutions?
Thank you, everyone. Am I being heard?
Yes, we can hear you. Please proceed.
Okay, great. Okay, thank you. Can you see my screen? Can everyone see my screen?
Yes, we can see your screen.
Okay, great. So thank you, everyone. This is Juliana Mosey presenting for Team Medify Me. Yeah, thank you. So Fatima's biggest pain is deep enough to invest her time and resources on. Now, who is Fatima? She initially said she said she experiences a disconnect between her and her target market. But digging deep with her buying, realized that the root cause of our problem actually is not the disconnect, but the root cause of our problem is that they spend laborious and time-consuming, they spend time on manual processes, leaving little or no room to push out their brand. Because of this reason, their businesses cannot scale, and about 20% sales have been shut down. So who is this Fatima? Fatima are home healthcare services and home healthcare providers in Nigeria. So how might we help Fatima and other home healthcare providers to design a solution that will help their businesses to streamline their daily activities, leaving her with extra time to focus on brand building? So to do this, we came up with 3 solutions or 3 ideas. Okay, the first one is called Project Apple. So with Project Apple, home healthcare businesses like Fatima can manage their scheduling and get real-time feedback from patients on each service charge is charged on each completed service. And what is the unique value proposition for this Project Apple? The unique value proposition for it is that Fatima can get real-time feedback on each of the staff that she sends to the patient's place. So these operations make it seamless for her. So this is like the journey they will take from Fatima from the Project Apple side, then Fatima and the patients. So the second idea we came up with is called the GOT. What does the GOT do? It connects home healthcare businesses like Fatima to paying clients that are closest to them on commission base also. She can receive proximity-based bookings and manage the entire process, which includes staff delegation and performance monitoring. So the unique value proposition here is proximity-based, because based on our research, a lot of these home healthcare businesses always complain that people do not know, people around them proximity-based booking attached to it. Then the last one we came up with is called Schedulio. Schedulio is a staff scheduling app that helps home healthcare businesses manage their staff schedules and interactions between the patients are captured in a database. The pricing option for this one is also subscription based, right? So for this particular schedule, the major UVP there is seamless scheduling. So we would not have from the demo you see, we would not have at any time where we have two nurses being connected to one client or two patients being connected to one nurse. So we have with this one, we have a seamless scheduling. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, that's
Awesome. Thank you
thank
so
you.
much, Team Medify Me. Great job, guys. Okay, so Team Imani, you're looking at a scalable payment and refund system, and Team Medify Me are trying to solve the problem of being able to digitize back-end operations for healthcare, home healthcare providers, so you can give them more time, and hopefully they would be able to push their brands forward. Thank you so much for that. I think that's a nice segue to to cue into our conversation for today. Bunmi Akinyemiju, thank you so much for joining the call, sir. It's a pleasure to have you here. With over 16 years worth of doing just what you've heard across multiple countries in sub-Saharan Africa and around the world, Bunmi, I don't know. What's your pulse here with what you're hearing? How do you feel? What's your early vibe from both teams?
Yeah, thanks, Oluchi, for having me. Good to be here and good to see all of you guys. Yeah, really excited to see this journey you guys are on and to really see what you become after this. That's where my excitement comes from. But yeah, I think it's interesting. I like the paper sketches. I think those are very interesting because sometimes people overcomplicate things, but like the ability to just sketch out the thoughts on paper very, very quickly, illustrate that, use that to validate the market, is the fastest MVP, right? So I really like that. I like the kangaroo with the pouch. I think when you use analogies, it's very memorable. So they may not remember Team Imani or whatever your concept is called, but they'll remember the kangaroo with the pouch. So I think keep in mind that storytelling, that analogy, that image you create makes your pitch or your story memorable. In the second one as well, just starting with Fatima's profile. Somebody will always remember Fatima, and this person that had this really, deep pain and this challenge and, all of those types of things, that humanizing the problem allows folks to connect, very much with the solution as well. So those are some kind of good things that I'm seeing. It's still early days, I know, but otherwise I will be drilling you guys now, and so I'm just gonna go soft, today. But really, I think it's a good start. Obviously, there's 10,000 other people that have spotted this problem in healthcare, home care, or in escrow services for social commerce or e-commerce, right? And there's another 10,000 that have failed. So when you're doing this, going in with enough fear, with enough skepticism, with enough, just knowing that there's people who are 10 times smarter than I am. There's people who actually have probably spent $10 million, like real dollars. I'm not talking monopoly dollars here, like real dollars to go after this problem, yet they failed. So as you go into the solution process, reflecting at that level that I'm not smarter than anybody else and I don't have more money than anybody else to solve this problem, then what makes you uniquely positioned to create
Yeah.
a solution that works. That's scary, right? That's kind of scary, you know,
It's
and I'm not saying this to scare
absolutely.
you, but that's like reality. So you then know that to say, okay, what do you then bring to the table? Is it that you're going to work harder than anybody else? Is it that you're going to spend way more time with the customer to understand the customer pain more than anybody else? Is it that you're going to move so fast in the market in terms of execution, so fast that you're going to just fail very fast and listen and pivot faster than anybody else? Or maybe is it that you're going to just grow two heads so you can solve the problem where nobody else has grown two heads before? Like, so you have to be kind of clear. Otherwise, the chances of failure is actually closer to 90%. And when you go into that approach, yeah, you start to embrace reality.
Spot on, Bunmi. Thanks a lot for that. So let me just even deep dive into one of the things you said. This question keeps popping up, right? How do I know I have a problem worth solving? Is it every problem that needs to be solved? Is there every problem that's worth your time? And how do you know not only what problem, but what dimensions of a problem to really go hard at? From your experience, do you have any frameworks that go through your mind when you're looking at these things?
Yeah. No, good question, Oluchi. I think there's different ways to look at that. Maybe I'll unpack that into like three things. Number one is to say, you know, is there a problem, right? How deep is this problem, right? Like, again, what you have just done. But that's small. That's like, you know, kind of tiny in the grand scheme of things. I will actually say the number one is to say that the timing, is this time to solve this problem right now? And that might seem so little, but there are many problems that it's not time to solve it yet, right? It's not time. But for example, when Netflix came out, at the time, Netflix model was actually to essentially mail in these DVDs in the mail, ship it to you. So imagine Netflix that you're using today. Imagine like the Netflix where they have distribution centers for DVDs and they'll send it to your house, right? And then you watch it like, and then you send it back. And then depending on how much money you paid, determined how many they send to you and how long you keep it. That was the business model. So if you're trying to solve video on demand when there are no Amazon Web Services, cloud infrastructure to store all of these things. Let's say you're trying to build a Netflix when there's no addressing system in Nigeria. Let's say you're trying to solve a Netflix where the bandwidth that people have at home, there was no MTN, you know, 3G or 5G or whatever, right? So I think the idea there is that sometimes technology is not ready, sometimes market is not ready, sometimes the infrastructure is not ready. Timing is probably the single most important thing. It's not all problems that are ready to be solved. I would say that's like probably the number one. Number two is, are you the right person to solve it? What do you have that makes you special? If you're not special, like, then why do you think you have two heads? So is it that you have worked in that space? Is it that your parents, you know, were doing healthcare, home service, and you were seeing them, you were going with them, you were the child in the car when they were going to, you know, deliver this XYZ to this, and literally you spend 15 years of your life observing this thing, so you're uniquely positioned to do it, right? Or somebody is it that, hey, you have somebody and you lost somebody in the family because they didn't get that healthcare service on time. And so the pain is so deep that you will solve this more than solving anything else. There's got to be something that sets you apart to say you are the human being uniquely positioned to go through all the travail that it's going to take to actually kind of bring something to life. And then I'll say the third one is like, is luck on your side or is God on your side? Let's leave that third one that way.
I love it. Yep. Absolutely. Hi, can you hear me?
Yep.
Awesome. Yeah, no, absolutely. I love it. Timing. Should this thing be solved right now? Number two, what is it about you and your team that sets you guys apart? You guys have five heads. And number three, maybe God just lays his hand on you and says, you're the man for this moment. I love that. And maybe that's even a nice segue into a second question. And then I would pick some questions that I know um our fellows want want to get your thoughts on. My second question will be around Bumide's dilemma between delivering world-class innovation versus speed. You mentioned it a few minutes ago that speed, like the speed to test and learn, could be one of your unique value propositions. So if I'm a young innovator and I have to go through all these processes, how do I balance between speed to market and making sure you're world-class in your delivery?
Yeah, that's a tough one to say in absolute terms, but I'll say most times speed wins. Most times speed wins. Just because you just don't know, right? And I think if you take this approach that, hey, I don't know, but the market knows, my customer knows, and you stay close to the customer a lot and give them something to use to test. And then you optimize your backend to be able to iterate super fast. I think you have a higher chance of winning in that situation than the person that sits in the lab and tries to create the perfect, if you're innovating for, I don't know, part sellers in Alaba, and you're sitting in an office in VI or in Ikeja, and like with air conditioning and like, and everything is just like perfect. It's like you're more likely to fail actually than if you took an office inside the Alaba market and no AC, and you're literally innovating and showing them a new version of your product every other day, So I think that rapid iteration, continuous improvement, continuous learning, being ultra close to the customer wins ultimately. Now, there are some caveats to that, right? And because I think even the concept of world class, like, it's just, if you just take the principle of continuous improvement, and continuous improvement, and you don't stop until you achieve that level of excellence, you still kind of achieve that. Yeah, you're embarrassed by the first version, which is okay. But then as long as you then don't get complacent and say, hey, well, it works, people are using it and making money, and then stop there and you go for excellence, then you'll be fine. Now, the caveat as well is that if you are in a highly sensitive, highly regulated type of environment, right? Maybe like fintech, and you're moving money, there's some pieces of that you don't want to go just move fast, right?
Move fast.
Yeah, things can happen. If you are, Elon Musk building SpaceX, you're not gonna just say, hey, let's just try and, shoot this spaceship like just for fun and kind of see what
And
happens.
see if it gets to Mars.
Yeah. Because each time might just cost you like $20 million,
Yeah.
So there's some caveats. Or you might be like Apple. When Apple was building the iPhone or the iPod, they were building something that customers didn't know that they needed. And they were deciding to go for ultra premium, like super ultra premium, like, exceptional, like, it might not work to, So there's some caveat, but most times you win by iterating super fast.
Yeah.
And being committed to continuous improvement and not stopping till you achieve excellence.
Achieve excellence. No, I love that. So thanks a lot for that, Bunmi. And just to piggyback on that and to tie it to something you said at the very beginning, after our teams presented, you called out how you like the sketches, right? And so I know that they're doing the sketches now to go do exactly what you just said. What's the smallest thing I can put in front of a customer and learn? And so here's one question that a number of them submitted some days ago that they would like to get answered. And that is, from your personal journey, how were you able to convince your first customer on the value of the solution that you were offering? And what was that experience like?
Yeah. Good one. Good one. I think the first thing is like personal deep conviction. So are you convinced? That you have to first convince yourself. If you have not convinced yourself at the deepest level, the customer will know. It will show in your face. You don't know it, but it will show in your face. So everything I've done, when I said, hey, I want to set up Venture Garden Group as a company that will last hundreds of years, right? And a company that will be a garden of tens and 20 and hundreds of companies, that garden, that are going to impact African economies. I was so sure that it's going to happen. Like, if I talk about it, like, you just be like, this guy is probably crazy. This guy is probably smoking something, but like, he believes he's going to do it, like, somehow. So I think deep personal conviction that is undoubtable is like number one. And it has to come through in your passion, in how you communicate, in your energy, everything like that. I think that's number one. Because if you can't convince yourself, you can't convince anybody else.
Absolutely.
I think number two is that you have to like really understand the pain that they are going through today. Because if somebody is not going through any pain and it's just like nice to have, you know, okay, so what? Like, okay, I just want to make you happy. You're a pest, so get out, you know. Yeah,
Get out of
okay.
here.
Yeah. So I think understanding deeply the pain that they're going through and taking it further, being able to quantify that pain in naira, kobo, dollar terms can unlock a lot. And that can be hard, right? That can be hard. What I just said, that sounded simple. Understanding the pain deeply and being able to quantify that pain. But if you do that, you're like practically almost there. And the third one, the last one is just ask. Ask very directly. Most of us as human beings, one of the things we're most afraid of is rejection. I'm afraid of rejection too. I remember when I was in secondary school or university, like, to just go and ask that girl and just say, hey, hey, I like you. Like, I want to be your boyfriend. Like, let's go out on a date. You're just like, oh crap, oh shit, oh, like, but when you get like much, much, much older, you're just like, man, screw it. Like, what's the worst? Like, okay, worst case scenario, this person is crazy and like slaps me. So let me just make sure I'm not doing it in public. Like, so the slap, okay. Well, actually, that is highly unlikely. The worst case is just to say, no, you're crazy. Okay, so what? Like, so recognizing the fact that there's nothing wrong with rejection, and like, hey, by the way, if she slaps me or if she says no, it just means that she's losing out. She doesn't know what she's missing out. Like, I have the solution for her life. I am the best boyfriend, and she just knocked out.
Your loss.
Convince yourself that. And when you convince yourself that, and you also say that, hey, you know what? It's a numbers game. In fact,
Mhm.
all of science has said that, hey, I have to ask 1,000 to get 10.
Exactly.
So the faster, the more no's you get, the faster you are to the 10. Because the
Mhm.
first one of the 10 could be after 150. So you just say, hey, okay,
Mhm.
done. Move on. 3, 4, 5, 6. So you have to like convince yourself that it's a numbers game. And then you just ask, like, and you just never know. Person says yes, and that's it. So I'll say those are the three things.
Interesting. Thank, thank you so much for that. Believe in yourself. It's a numbers game. Understand the pain very deeply, and just ask. So let's assume, Bumi, you've asked the girl, right? You finally got the girl, and you're still in that. You're about to end that honeymoon phase, right? This is another question that our fellows would like to know. How do you keep her interested in your solution without her becoming weary of that back and forth testing thing? Because you said don't wait till it's finished, right? Don't wait till you're a perfect guy, but find a way to be testing and learning even while you brought her in. The heart now is potential customers. So how do you keep them interested long term?
I think you have to paint the picture. You have to sell the future. You have to tell the story.
Mm-mm,
Essentially,
mm-mm,
as entrepreneurs, as solution providers, the best of them tell stories and they paint the future. So what I said earlier, you have to stay close to your customers, right? If you're far away, you've lost it. Then you have to paint the picture of what that future looks like. That
looks like.
future where they can just wake up in the morning and instead of spending 7 hours, right, going through their email, following up on scheduling and da 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 da, they wake
Mm,
up in the morning, they spend 15 minutes, and the rest of the 6 hours and 45 minutes, they have that back to spend with their children, right? So imagine you're talking to a customer about your home scheduling product, whatever, right? And I'm giving you 7 hours or 6 hours and 45 minutes back of your life. That's what things are going to look like a year from now when this product is done. Then the person wakes up every day, they love you. They're like, hey, it's like, so you have to paint that picture.
mhm, mhm, mhm. Love it, love it. Paint the picture of the future and hold their hands and lead them into that future. Beautiful. And I'm just gonna shift gears now. I want to take a question from the audience. Particularly there's someone here, and for those of you who don't know, we have a healthy group of people from East Africa here as well. And there's someone here that I'd like to call Agnes. Agnes is one of the managers at the Kenyan National Innovation Agency. She's doing exactly what we're trying to do here, but with her own group of innovators disrupting things in Kenya. And I'm wondering if Agnes would like to ask a question to Bumi. Are you able to unmute your mic? Agnes, are you there? I see you're online. You can unmute your mic if you're speaking.
Hi, good afternoon. In Kenya, it is almost 4 p.m. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is
Hi,
Agnes.
I think Sam is muted.
Just a minute, please.
Okay. Agnes is having technical difficulties. So Agnes is a manager for innovation commercialization for the Kenya National Innovation. Basically, long story. Agnes's job is to get into from universities to the research institutions and work with professors, work with policymakers on how to get those things from their heads, from their tables into the market, right, to the last mile. And we thought it was very interesting because right now she's also trying to replicate, right, and build a whole generation of young innovators and push them into corporates to disrupt things and create value. Yeah, Agnes, do we have you now? Okay, I think she's having a bit of a challenge. All right, I'm sure she'll be able to come back. So, Bunmi,
I am back. I'm
just
so
oh, there
sorry.
you go. Okay,
I
that's
had
okay.
some interruption from my end. So
Sure.
my name is Agnes Tuma. I'll just have my camera on so that you can see me. I'm Agnes Tuma. I'm from Kenya. I work for Kenya National Innovation Agency. I've been listening into the conversation and I was actually picking in a lot from Bunmi. I liked the point about staying close to your customers, really. And you do not become complacent and forgetting about your product and saying and feeling that, yeah, I'm there, I have it all done and I'm already getting customers. That is very critical. And I always say that as an innovator, you keep innovating. If you stop innovating, then you lose out in the market. And I think that was something that I was picking out very clearly from Bunmi. Of course, I kept dropping on and off, but I didn't even get an opportunity to listen into the presentations. I hope that in the next session, I'll be able to come in early enough. But really happy to see very great innovators in this space. I am in the innovation space in Kenya, working across board, right from the ecosystem development in terms of policy development, as well as now basically going to the individual innovator and supporting them right from skills, business development, funding space. It's a whole array of activities we do within the agency. And of course, let me take this advantage to welcome all of you to Kenya Innovation Week in December. We are having it as a Commonwealth edition, so you all have an opportunity to come in, Olichi, and really happy to be here this afternoon. Thank you.
All right, Agnes, thank you so much for making out time from your schedule to join. Guys, what Agnes did not say, she's invited all of us to Kenya Innovation Week. So when we go, we all get VIP passes. Amen. Amen. All right, me, I want to be mindful of your time. I know that you have a hard stop in another 5 or so minutes. Yes. But let me even just ask, in terms of parting words, right? So we have a bunch of young people here on the call who are just really starting this innovation journey with idealistic hand sketches. The market hasn't punched them in the face yet. All right. What would you say if you were to give them sound bites? 1, 2, 3, right? What would you say? Hey, from where you are right now, please watch out for XYZ and you're gonna do great.
Yeah, yeah. No, thanks, Oluchi, and Agnes is good to hear from you as well. Love the work that you are doing in Kenya. In terms of like just advice moving forward, like learning is probably number one. There's just so much to learn right now. I mean, I wish I was 20 years younger right now. I wish I was your age right now. It's just like, man, life is about to get very, very, very interesting. I mean, you think about what things like, OpenAI, ChatGPT and can do, and incorporating that to supercharge like how fast you learn and so on and so forth. And like, Udemy, Coursera, and all those different things, YouTube, the amount of knowledge, podcasts that is out there now, there's almost nothing that you want to know that you can't. So the only function is like, how much time do you actually spend sleeping versus like, learning and like, pulling all that knowledge in, because it's out there for you. Like if I was 20 years younger, like I would not be sleeping. There's like so much. It's just like a kid in the candy store, the amount of knowledge that's out there. So knowledge is your friend, and that is what's going to help you to get through so much, right? So I think that's one, is that just that commitment to learning and pulling all that in. I think the second thing is really that AI is not a fad. I really think that AI, like everybody should have their little mini me, like that is just like right by you. That is like your AI that helps you to supercharge you and kind of superhuman you whether it's in articles that you're writing, whether it's in designs that you're making, whether it's in like there is an AI out there or about to come that can help you have almost like superhuman capabilities to make you just a lot more
Yeah.
efficient. So use it.
Yeah.
And then I guess number 3 is just really in terms of like as you spend your time, right? Just really thinking about the types of people that you spend time with, because that has a significant impact on the outcome in life in general. Are you with people that energize you, right? Are you with people that are smarter than you? Are you with people that inspire you because they're like 5 steps ahead and it motivates you to be better like every day, right? And that's really why being within the VGG ecosystem or VGG alumni and those types of things, that's where you want to spend your time, right? Because these are people who have gone through a lot already, and you can learn from them, and you can also use them as stepping stones to get to where you want to go, right? So spending time with the right people will be number 3. And then the last one is be ambitious. Think big, like think massive, right? Because if you don't, then like what's gonna wake you up in the morning? You're just gonna wake up and be like, hey, you know, I want to be like everybody else. Oh yeah, I wanna have an okay life. Like I want to have a good life. No, you know, I want to have an amazing life. I want to, I don't know what your ambition is. I want to visit, 20 countries and build solutions to impact them. I want to run my own product that is in use by 1 million people. Like create an ambitious goal, like something that will wake you up, something that, and by the way, a little hack, a little secret is when you have an ambitious goal like that and you really believe it, like you actually make more friends. Like you actually like, because when you tell people about your goals, they will like, this person, I haven't seen that before. Like, so
Exactly.
little, yeah. Yep. That's it.
Absolutely. No, thanks a lot for that, Bumi. Be ambitious, think massive. The types of people, if you have an ecosystem like your venture garden group, alums, join networks, automate AI, right? Helps you do more with less, productivity hacks and knowledge, just having an insatiable need to absorb new knowledge. Really, really love it. Bumi, fun fact, speaking of BGG alums, I'm just looking at the attendee list and I'm seeing names that I have not seen in a while. Thank you so much, guys, for joining in, from Emmanuel Adeboye to Ibi Joke, Opemi Power, Nonso of Trade Buzzer, different friends of the house. Thank you so much for you guys joining. And again, guys, to our innovators in the house, our young innovators, that's the crowd that you have joined. There's no shortage of like-minded people, right, Bobby? And so I think that, and everyone's accessible. So as you go on this journey, you can't do it alone. Feel free to reach out anytime, and we would always be there to support. Bumi, I want to give you special thanks. I know this was super short notice. You're a super busy guy, and you made our time to speak with us, which says a lot about your passion for grooming young innovators. I cannot promise you that we're not going to bug you again in the next few weeks, but let's send our little birds out with their sketches and let's see what the market says. And then we'll probably catch up again in a few weeks. Thank you so much, Bumi.
Thank you. Take care.
All right. You have a fantastic one. And to everybody in our audience, that's it. We've come to the end of our fireside chat. Thank you so much for joining in. I know I just sent the link to some of you a few minutes ago and you came in. Thank you so much. You've been introduced to a young group of innovators. Reach out to them, encourage them. And all of you, actually, let's keep the conversation going. At Verindo, this is pretty much what we do. You've signed up. Please just stay in the community. We're gonna have more fireside chats like this that are edifying. Just make sure you log in, because you never know what you would learn. I learned a lot, a great deal on this. So thank you so much. And to our young 10 innovators, let's get back to work. All right. You guys have a good one. Cheers. Enjoy the rest of your day.